Alright, what's up, everybody? We are going to be doing our fourth typing session, and this time it's going to be somebody similar to the last type, but a little bit older. You know, they're both friends, and this guy's name is Camo. So, Camo, how
So,
about you introduce yourself?
my name's Camo. I'm 18, and I'm here to get another
Hmm.
typing session in the bag.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that right off the get-go. You already told me your age, so I don't have to ask that stupid question. Camo, your age 18, and now we can just legitimately get right into this. I think that's what we're waiting for. Um,
Sure.
what are you doing right now, specifically in life?
In the moment or in life in general?
I'll be very specific in life in general.
Okay. Um, so before I can get into that, I might want to explain how I got to this conclusion.
Uh-huh.
So when I was 14, I basically left public school because of my drug problems, and I went to an alternative school, and then COVID happened. And this put me back into the internet after leaving the internet while I was younger.
Hmm.
And these fucking dogs are so loud.
You're all fine. Yeah.
And basically, I have been individuated to a large degree from a normal person. I can still interact with them, but I have a set of ideas that is conducive to creating something that normal people would think that is not plausible because of what they've been told.
Yeah.
And I've been told things that tell people to not believe what you've been told, and I now am in a position where I can achieve things that I want to achieve rather than what's told for me to achieve. So right now I'm currently
Hmm.
advancing every facet of my life to a point where I am top 1%. And that's where I'm going, at least. I've been led to believe, and I have come to the conclusion myself that we as men need to be as perfect as possible in every facet. And my life is currently oriented to perfecting myself in physical, material, mental ideas, and spiritual excellence.
Okay. Wonderful. We are going to kind of ask a question that has a little bit to do with this, but it's not so
Sure.
closely tied. Um, I guess what I would like to ask, because we even had a conversation, perhaps it was last night, or maybe it was like the night prior. I just genuinely remember you and Sid were arguing with each other about, I'm this morally, the 1%, and I get that. And there's no specifics that need to be mentioned with it. It was just a funny argument. But at the same time, I do want to ask kind of a two-part question to you, Camo. Paint to me a picture, describe to me what a true, just don't get too specific, but just a couple key attributes of what is a top 1%, either human being or just male, to you.
Okay. Well, there's two sides to the coin. There's physical, and then there's mental, like mind over matter, or matter over
Yeah.
mind. Um, there's two sides to that coin. One of them is a man who is void of mental but has everything physically. They have the achievements, they have the physical prowess, they have the experience, they have lived like a conqueror, a king. And then there's the other one, which is a
Yeah.
man who has um, individuated mentally, and they have this idea, and they build that up, and they have some sort of idea they want to create, and they live their life to a standard that they set out for themselves. And my goal is to try and achieve
Hmm.
one or the other, and then do the other one, which I haven't done, and combine them both.
Hmm. Okay. Now, we have to talk about too with you and just kind of when I think about your sociotype. I'm not gonna lie. What I think about you is I'm like, I genuinely don't know because Camo is obviously very confident. I'm actually going to kind of just have this be a bullshit question so we can add more meat to this thing. Would you say that you're confident by nature, yes or no, Camo?
No.
Interesting. Okay. Let me actually write this down.
Confidence is an illusion based off of experience.
Okay.
Confidence is created, not natural.
Mm.
Natural confidence is a lack of awareness. Real confidence is experience and knowing that you have the capacity.
Okay.
No one is naturally confident unless they're like 90 IQ sociopath.
Let's see. Okay. I really like that. Thank you. I honestly would have thought you said the exact opposite. But anyway, that's why we ask these questions. I guess the second part of this question, and what I was initially going to ask, is just, well, I guess what do you think is like the thing that you do best, just genuinely, even if you're not putting up your confidence? What do you think you can do better with this world than anybody, and then vice versa? What do you think is something you just do not get, and everybody else can kind of at least do?
Something that I'm really bad at or really good at. Sorry.
No, just either. You can really just. I mean, you
Um.
kind of have to explain the good and the
So
bad if you want.
naturally,
Yeah.
naturally, based on how I was raised, and I guess just like my natural like disposition, I'm better than 99% of people at creating things.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, art or something to generate revenue or anything. Like if I have my hands in mind, I can make something better than 90% of people,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Okay. I see. I see. All right. And then I guess inversely, if you say it basically looks like you think that more or less you have the capability to innovate. That you feel as though that's your thing, the creating
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
that's
Um.
all I do with my life, pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. And I see that
I
within you.
create myself and I create things, and that's basically all I do.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not going to go too far on a tangent, but it definitely, I've noticed you've said individuation about twice. So it kind of, for me, it seems as though it's definitely important for you to establish your own path. And I like to be transparent with these things too, because it really doesn't change. If you decide to answer differently, and I don't think you will, because you've been massively honest this whole entire time. I truly believe that to be the case. I'm just going to be transparent. It's like, let's not kid ourselves. I doubt you are Alpha Quadra. I doubt you're Delta Quadra, so we can just kind of walk through that together. These are
Okay.
probably not in play. I mean, there's probably there might be a weird case for like some sort of ILE based on interpretation, information elements, but all this other stuff doesn't make any sense. Delta honestly makes a little bit more sense, and I'm just gonna follow you, let you know my rationale candidly as possible. That like it's starting to show that you do value TE a little bit, and some people might view this as flawed that I'm talking
Yeah.
about this with you right now, but I think I learned more about you by expressing to you that I genuinely just want to find your sociotype rather than us playing
Yeah.
this game. I don't care if any.
Well, here's the thing.
Hmm.
With me, I'm okay with that, but when you type other people, I do believe that
Oh yeah, I know that's yes.
there is a motive where they're trying to like create something, but they don't actually do it legitimately. They kind of just like ideate, and it's not like a legitimate like creation of anything. They kind of like they're like, oh, I want to be this thing because it's good, not like what am I, and then what can I do about that.
Yeah. Okay, that is pretty good. I guess what I'm trying to say is like the second part to that question. And we kind of established that. Even what you wrote down just now, I genuinely think you said people are going to take issue, and I'm going to do it differently. And if this sucks, then I improve it. But what I'm saying is that for
No,
this,
I get it.
I think you're going to like where I'm going with this. At least this makes me believe, based on even what you just said now, it's going to be tough deciding if you are good at TE or kind of just like moderate. And that is
Okay.
where I'm leaning, though. It's honestly, it's you. You'd have to be an idiot to say that you don't value TE unless there is some circumstance. I'm still gonna probe with some beta. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to slice open myself entirely. I just think it's kind of cool
Fair
because then
enough.
we can walk through it. I like that. So anyway, what is the You said you're better than almost everybody at innovating. So what is something you feel as though you truly struggle with and almost everybody else does better?
Ooh. So when I was younger, I was really good at this naturally, but the way that my life happened,
Yeah.
I kind of was cut off from like this like brain dead social
Yeah.
idea. And I know that I'm still good at it, but this like weird awareness that I was like brought into, like it's hard for me to like innocently act
Mm,
anymore. Like for example, with anybody, I'll be always thinking about everything they're doing or anything that I'm
yeah.
doing. It's like this like brain dead innocence of social awareness has been taken from me by what I've learned. So right now, something that I'm worse at than the average person is just fucking around and having fun. I
Yeah.
mean, on the internet it's very easy, but like in real life with someone that I don't know, it's like I am always thinking about things that bring me away from like some sort of like innocent social fun. It's like I'll be thinking about what they're doing or like, man, this person is really like this or whatever. And
Yeah.
it take my thoughts take me away from reality. Like if I hang out with some people who I met at school who I don't really know that well, instead of just hanging out with them, I'll be constantly thinking like this guy here, he seems very much like this, and it's like these thoughts that I have just take away from my innocent social awareness,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the problem that I'm working on.
Okay. That's interesting. Let's see. Let me just write this real quick. Okay.
I used to be very good at this before I knew anything, but
Oh
there's
yeah.
like a you have to like it's like a seesaw, you know. There's like
Mhm.
one side and the other.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Okay. 1 second. All right. Give me about 4 more seconds. Let's see. Okay. We are good to go. So now we're gonna ask these questions are really nice. I really do like your answers to them. And I guess what I'm gonna ask next is, I guess what I'm going to ask you first and foremost is, what do you think is like the further? Because I know we know it's like you often get mad at people sometimes just in the server, and that's preconceived. But just I could have realistically, if I didn't know how mad or angry you nice, I would have been like, okay, so do you typically been angry? But we don't really have to bullshit ourselves because you have been angry at me many a time. Um, but I want you to explain to me. First and foremost, when you're angry at these people over this thing, what are you truly trying to convey? Like if you yell at them, if you do this, like what do you specifically want to them to know in these situations? What do you
Well, here's
yeah.
the thing. There's two sides to this coin.
Mhm.
Once again, um,
Yeah.
in real life, you have to uphold a certain level of, I guess you could say, stoicism. You have to like hide your actions
Yeah.
for many reasons. But on the internet, which is what you know me for,
Mhm.
really, I kind of just get into this mode because I enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
And I don't actually care about fixing these people who I
Yeah.
dislike. I actually don't care about it at all because I know that they're not going to care. I really just do it because it's entertaining. Like if I tell someone, "Hey, I don't like what you're doing with your life," it's like, okay, it might be nice for you to not do what you're doing, but I don't actually give a fuck
Yeah.
because I know for many reasons that they don't care, and it's like, why would I even care about them? They're just gonna not care themselves, so there's no
Hmm.
reason for me to actually give a fuck. It's kind of just like I'm just kind of like asserting this idea, and I'm like, it's kind of like a social game. It's like
Yeah.
literally just like a funny thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing, ha, like look at you. Like it's completely irrelevant to like any form of like sincerity.
Okay. Let me finish that one up. I guess kind of touching on that too. Um, you say that you don't care about these people. But then I do see that you do have friends on here, and this is not to say that you're being dishonest. I'm just simply like where you have some level of care here. I would like you to more or less
Yeah,
establish.
when I know that somebody has the same goal as me or like the same idea, um even I can tell them what they should do, and people like me don't listen to other people.
Yeah.
So even then, it's irrelevant. But like, there are some people on here like Alexander who we can go back and forth and provide actual insight to one another. Where it's like, yeah, I know that you're actually going to do something. I know that we're
Yeah.
both wanting to improve. We're both wanting to evolve.
Yeah.
And this is the only time that I actually put forth. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
talking to a girl on here and like, all right, I don't like what you're doing, like, I can tell them everything. I can give them
It's cool.
every fucking reason possible to like say, okay, this is not right, and then nothing will happen, and I just know it doesn't matter. But
Mhm.
with people who actually are able to care, able to interpret the correct path, then I will actually give a fuck. But even then, I know that it doesn't matter because they're just not going to do anything.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I guess I would ask next is, quite frankly, it's not quite has to do so much with that, but it kind of ties into something you said earlier and maybe later, but I don't know if there's a tie-in. So what I'm gonna ask is, you said something about you said something about you had like a drug struggle or anything like that.
Yeah.
Why don't you can do both or you can do one or the other, but I'm gonna ask one. What is your relationship like with substance? And two, what exactly happened in this occurrence?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one, I'll tell you that I do have an addictive personality, and
Yeah.
it's not just because like, ooh, fun.
No, I get it.
Because really, it impacts every facet of your life. Like
Yeah.
having an altered state of mind is a fucking incredible. Um, in so many ways, because everything that you know is based on your state of mind. So being able to control that either consciously through a mindset or like indirectly through like smoking a cigarette or like taking LSD, it's like
Yeah.
it's fucking awesome. It just opens up so many things, and you wouldn't normally be able to do that.
Hmm.
But what happened was I was like 14, and I was like smoking weed with my friends. Like I was in that mode of like brain dead, like every single day, staying out till 3 a.m., skipping school, doing
Yeah.
everything you shouldn't do. This is what I did for like a whole year and a half. Every single day was with my friends.
Hmm.
And December 2019, I was researching LSD and
Hmm.
psychedelics. I was drawn to the idea that there was something I didn't know about life.
Yeah.
I was drawn to the idea like, holy shit, this could change everything. And I was like 14 in my bedroom, took a couple tabs of acid and kept doing it for a couple
Hmm.
months. And that was right after COVID happened. And then around April 2020, I realized what I was doing, and like I saw a lot of shit wrong with myself and with the way I was treating my family. And I
Yeah.
realized that this was not the path forward, so I
Hmm.
stopped.
Okay. All right. Almost done with that one. Okay. So for you, one quick thing I do want to just like identify from that, and then you expand upon a bit in the next question. You did say that you were doing your research on let's actually two-part question, and then we'll move on to something completely different. Excuse me. Um,
Okay.
For first, I want you to detail exactly like when what was researching LSD exactly. What just what the hell is
Um.
this? If I didn't even know what LSD
Okay.
was, explain it.
You want me to tell you about LSD or tell you what I researched about LSD?
Just like what it like when you tell me I researched LSD, and I
Okay.
kind of know what you mean by that. I actually
Yeah.
do very much, but just if I did not know exactly, just very like talk to me like I'm
Okay.
dumb.
So
Like what did you do? Yeah.
lysergic acid diethylamide. It's from a fungus, and basically people synthesize it into a liquid, drop it on some cardboard, and you put it in your mouth and you go crazy. But basically, um, I researched everything about how it makes you
Hmm.
feel, the dosages. I researched how I can tell if it's legitimate. I researched people's prior experience with it. I basically figured everything out about the drugs. I knew how powerful it was, so I
Hmm.
knew that I didn't fuck myself up.
Uh huh.
I researched the like I was like reading and like listening to like people talk about like their experiences on it. I was basically just like overloading everything and like seeing everything about it, and then I did it, and I kept doing it more and more, and I became obsessed with it, and because it was so interesting. And that's really it. Like, if you want me to go more, please provide like a
Yeah.
direction. I can tell you more.
1 second. Um. Alright, sure. For this one. Okay, I think as far as saying what researching that is, I basically got what I wanted to know from that. Um, Let me see how I want to go with this. Because actually, this quite I don't want to cut this open. We ask all sorts of questions about this, and this takes forever. But I do have one more that was kind of brought to my attention based on your answer. You said you wanted to do the research so you know you wouldn't fuck yourself up. Now,
Yeah.
what does this mean specifically? And kind of do the talk to me like I'm dumb thing again.
Well, back when I did research, I was afraid of like having a bad trip, and I was like wondering all the shit about it. One sec, give me a
Uh
minute.
huh. Yeah, you're totally fine, man.
Give me one moment.
Totally fine. Take your time.
Sorry, like a family member was coming through. Let me go to my
Yeah,
room real quick.
you're
I was on
fine.
the porch. Give me a minute.
Okay, cool, cool.
Okay, I'm good. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you restate the question? It was about
Uh,
like.
Gladly.
LSD and like what I meant when I said it fucks me up, right?
Just give me 1 second because I was also typing something. Just 5 seconds, legitimately. Let's see.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, with that one, you basically, at least in my opinion, answered that one perfectly. I just wanted to know what because I was like, okay, if I'm camo, what the fuck does this mean? Am I looking up on
Oh,
the
okay.
internet? That's
So at the time I
no.
was
I actually understand completely. If you just want to move on to the second part, I was just
no,
like,
no, no.
mhm.
I just, I was like, when I was like 14, I was
Oh yeah, go
aware of
ahead.
like consequences. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be fine. I didn't want to like accidentally take a research chemical that wasn't LSD or anything like that.
Uh huh.
That was basically it.
Okay, so yeah, let me see.
I wasn't aware of the full consequence.
Let's see. Ooh,
It does
okay,
take a long time to understand that.
okay. So with that being said, without because this seems like an interesting thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of fascinated with psychedelics myself in regards to all that stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So maybe we discuss this at a later time. But for the sake of this session, I'll ask the second part of this question. We can move on.
Sure.
I guess what like really you said that you had a instance or something like that, or maybe it's just continued use. You felt kind of mentally foggy. Like what did you feel like in kind of whatever the worst state of this stuff? Like try to paint that for me.
Ooh. Um.
Like literally
So
try to describe to me a bad
I
acid trip, maybe.
can
But
tell you
go
in
ahead.
general.
Mhm.
I can tell you in general, or I can tell you a specific instance. There was one. I knew my mom didn't want me to do this shit, and I
Yeah.
was like, my cognition was impaired, of course,
Mhm.
and I thought it was a good idea to like take a shower, wash off the sweat from being outside, so that she wouldn't know that I'd been outside. And what actually happened was I got in the shower and I didn't actually take a shower. I just sat down and I turned the shower off and I was like in this puddle of water, this like bath-sized puddle of water in my
Yeah.
shower. And I realized that I was just like some like animal pig who was just like in a bucket of water,
Oh man.
and I was just like in this like state. Like I understood what I was at like some fundamental level. It was like really really disturbing.
Yeah.
This wasn't the worst. It was just like an example. Like you're sitting in this like puddle of water and you're like this like weird like elongated like monkey pig thing and you're just kind of like there
Mhm.
and there's nothing and you can hear your brain clicking and you can hear like
Yeah.
you can hear your computer going just like and it's like why am I doing this? It's like what
Okay.
the fuck is this? Like what is going on?
Okay.
It's like not a good. I also saw my mom's age truly for the first time and it made me fucked up. I was like, damn, my mom really is over here decaying in front of my eyes. Shit like that. So those are bad.
Okay. 1 second. Let's see. Okay. And like to be transparent again, give me probably about 15 or 20 more seconds.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, about 5 more seconds. Um, Wonderful. All right, so that made sense more or less, and that does sound pretty scary and kind of like some deep thought there. So what we can do is kind of just like go on to this next one. I frankly think it's going to be more lighthearted. But just to answer honestly. Why don't you list to me just you know how I think you could probably give a long list here, and if that's what you want to do, please do. List everything. List your like hobbies or interest, or even stuff you're good at. Just stuff that camo.
Um,
Yeah.
I suppose the easiest way to interpret that is to like go through when I learned them. When I was little, I was really good at drawing. I
Yeah.
was really I had this is a side note. I was like really obsessed with random shit when I was really little. Like I was obsessed with the different types of weeds in the grass or like cell phone towers, just random shit. When I was a bit older, I got really good at video games. I got really good at like creating like this cool shit in a game. Um, then I got really good at understanding political shit. Then I got into graphic design, music, any form of like interpreting business ideas. I'm just good at like anything creative, really.
Yeah. Let's see. Interpreting business ideas. All right. And then I guess too, because you kind of you did list a lot of practical things. Let me actually make note of that. But this doesn't really do that much, and I'll explain why in a second. Let's see, this is practical things. Because quite frankly, I mean, we genuinely know, again, TE is going to be massive with you. And this is massive with you is because we can pretty much at this point guarantee that you're all about it in regards to values. That much is very much clear, and I'm going to be transparent with you on that. Now, realistically, even though there's one that's really unlikely, I think you can kind of guess that there's like two types that I'm seeing as likely, and then I more or less there's one other one, but it's kind of always I've really thought this, so this doesn't change much, and I think your answers, like, even if you want to bullshit, it still is the same. But yeah, it's interesting because you listed a lot of practical things. I guess let me stop being long-winded. I guess list more things like music and stuff like that. What are things that you were just like passionate about? I don't know if it's going to amusement parks or fucking driving or anything like that. Like pick like
Oh,
five things
I
like
like
that, please.
exploring.
Huh?
Like you're talking about just like passionate hobbies, random
Sure, yeah,
shit.
just five or however many of
Whenever it's
these.
not
Yeah.
anything on the line, whenever it's not me creating shit, I
Yeah.
like to explore.
Uh-huh.
I like climbing random buildings that I find that I'm not supposed to. I like doing graffiti. I like doing all that type of shit.
Mhm.
I'm planning on going on a road trip in the next month or two, alone or with like a girl.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go out as far as I can away from civilization, like to fucking Wyoming or some shit.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm gonna find some place.
Yeah.
And I just want to do that. I like going to a place or being in a place mentally where it's like it's completely out of the norm. I like
Yeah.
going to a place where it's like I'm really out here. I'm really doing this right now. I'm
Mhm.
really fucking around. I'm really like on this path. Like I'm really going out here for a reason to figure some shit
Yeah.
out. Shit like that.
Okay. 1 second. All right, wonderful. Um, so essentially, yeah, you said like you like climbing random buildings, just climbing. You want to go on a road trip with a girl. But I did ask for five, so maybe just provide me two. Just it could be literally just I like eating candy or whatever.
Um,
I mean,
I kind of wanted to get into cooking, but I never really cared enough.
yeah.
I mean, that's really it. Like, I'm
Okay.
also kind of interested in like some like niche spiritual shit, not
Okay.
like astrology or
That's
anything, but I
fine.
like I have a superstitious mindset.
Uh
So
huh.
like if I were to create another thing, it would be like chasing some like schizo enlightenment. But I'm not
Yeah.
really there yet. I have to be a lot older and have done shit first.
Okay. Wonderful. 1 second. Schizo enlightenment. That's funny. I love that. Chasing schizo enlightenment. That's
I
so
mean, like
funny.
sitting in my room at 3 a.m. like seeing
It makes
shadows and
sense.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Let's see. Like, oh. All right. So about 5 more seconds. All right. Wonderful. So I got all that jotted down, and really, I don't know if you were aware or not, but now I'm gonna make you aware. Now, this question, I will read through as many times as you need if you need a refresher. But essentially, what I'm gonna do is out of everything you listed, you're going to have to pick three things that you keep with you. Let's actually do two because I know you're very smart with these
Of
things.
absolutely everything, or the things I listed just now.
Oh, let me just say it kind of too long-windedly so you can follow, and then if you're confused, I'll restate or
Okay.
I'll help you understand. Everything that you just listed, whether that's the first things of the you were interested in just looking at cell phone towers and the weeds and the grass, like if you are to answer three other things, let's say you say if I want to keep in my life the chasing schizo enlightenment, going on this road trip, and climbing random buildings, and that's what I'm going to do too, because you provided not that many specific different. And I just want to make it hard for you, quite frankly. If you could keep two of these things in your life and every single other thing you could never even do again. Like if you don't go on a road trip with this girl, you can't go on a road trip with any girl. If you can't do this, you can't do this. So genuinely pick two of these
No,
things.
okay, well, listen.
Mhm.
The climbing buildings and the road trips thing are the same thing. It's like leaving your comfort zone and exploring some place far off.
Yeah.
That would keep that for sure. And I guess the highest form of the other thing would be like, delving into the mind and like playing with the bricks.
Okay.
So I guess the schizo enlightenment would be the other thing.
Okay. So more or less, just I guess if to rephrase this, and you could say if you feel as though this is inaccurate, two of the things that you've told me you literally like doing or plan to do, and that are most important to you out of two out of these, the two out of every holy shit English anyway. Um, you're saying that essentially being able to explore and just do the very specific, like explore the cell phone tower, do road trip, kind of do more adventurous exploring, like kind of
Yeah,
renegade exploring. What do you like
yeah,
about? Do you like that term renegade exploring? Does that even mean
yeah.
anything?
It's cool, but I think it's kind of cringe. I
Yeah,
wouldn't describe it as that, but that's kind
renegade.
of what
I know.
that's that's kind of
Uh,
what it is, though. That's what it
it's
is. Yes.
okay. Give me 1 second.
My entire life is about not being an NPC. Not that I not. It's not even about an NPC or not. That's not the concept. It's like I just want to be great, you know, in any way.
Okay, 1 second. All right, wonderful. Um, so I'm gonna be quite honest. Yeah, I mean it's basically it said the tangible like adventurous exploring like that. That seems like it's very important. And then the spiritual enlightenment slash schizo, all this
Yeah,
stuff.
like traveling,
Yeah,
doing shit,
totally.
exploring.
Let's see. So let me just make note that that's what you're picking there. Second. Okay. Okay, so I'm essentially what I've done. Let's see. All right, give me like 15 more seconds. And what I've done is I basically typed out all. I've created kind of organic questions with you because I like asking you. Your answers are kind of fun to be quite candid. So I've really kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't go to any of my typing methodology like bank of questions, and I think I'll just be doing this more naturally now too. But essentially, these have all just been kind of off the cuff entirely, and I think genuinely they're all listed out. I'll type one more actually, but after we answer these, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more questions. After that, I think I will have you type. Let's
Uh,
see. So let's see. Okay. Wonderful. All right, so this is I kind of like doing it like this better. So maybe in my next session I might too, because I want everybody listening to right now. I want them to like this as well. That's often what I have issue with other people. They don't make this entertaining. I'm learning about Camo in ways that I never thought possible because he's saying that he has this complexity to himself, and you don't even learn this. And even that very notion can kind of lead to a sociotype a little bit. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to waste y'all's time. All I'm saying is if you truly do hear the passion in my voice and me trying to understand what is going on with him, myself, and everybody else, and trying to really find what is the path
bro,
towards
drop
the
a
truth.
subscribe, bro.
There you
Subscribe,
go.
like, and
Camo, the
subscribe,
TE
bro.
valuer Bastion. He is saying yes. Subscribe, like, share, do all of that
For
stuff,
real.
please. But if you want to do the one thing that benefits me most, because this is where I am all the time and will contact you, you can literally talk with me if you like what I'm doing and tell me I'm stupid or awesome. Go to the down description link, the Discord, blah 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 monsoon. That's where I am. That's my place. You talk to me there, and you could get typed just like this. It's pretty fun, right? Anyway, I'll continue. um, all right, my man. Do you think in regards to like black and white?
Well, I know what you're asking from that, and I
Yeah,
don't know
and I
if
think
I'm
I've
able
seen
to give
evidence
you
of
a.
you saying things that lead me to believe
Well,
yes or
listen,
no. So yeah.
here, hold on, wait. So I don't know if I'm able to accurately answer your question because I know what you're asking, but
Oh,
I
that's
will
completely
say
fine. And even the
that.
fact that you're kind of being so ambiguous pretty much has already given me my answer and more or less supports what you've done throughout the session. That it more so confirms if we're going to do it like this, like okay, this is rationality, irrationality. That's why I try to be transparent because like that is how that works, and that's why I'm talking fast because that's my methodology. But I'll calm down and we'll do this like human way now. Just genuinely, I pretty much already know what I need to know, but I'm giving you a chance to flesh it out.
I wouldn't describe myself as particularly black and white. I kind of
Yeah.
take every situation and just like sort it out, then compile it or whatever. So like, let's say like 10 things happen, 8 out of the 10 times this thing happened. I'll be like, this is how it is. Like if I see a bunch of a certain if group A does this thing, then I'll be like, okay, group A is kind of like this. I guess you could describe that as black and white, but I kind
Yeah.
of the way that I get there isn't black and white.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Let me put two more things. All right. Give me about 10 more seconds, maybe even 5. All right. So let's see. Let me take a sip of my drink real quick. All right, wonderful. I think this honestly might be my most natural just typing session. Like the other ones, I'm kind of having to be like this and that. It's important for the audience, me, Camo. We all know what's going on, and I love the progression. So anyway, let's not bullshit. This is, I just think, to kind of have a little bit of structure here, which you often tell me I don't. I'm going to go to my methodology and think of what's one way, and I can blend this with this and this. I guess what I would like to ask you, you know what's fun? Okay, I think I want to play a fun hypothetical with you actually.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's what I want to do here. You know how we often talk about the monsoon meetup, and everybody that's listening, it's just a big trip in which we're going to all meet up. If y'all go into the server and we become close, you could come too. We could have fun. But anyway, Camo, back to reality. Camo, I want you to kind of just give me I want you to literally just paint me a picture of, let's say, monsoon meetup for sure happens. It's like, early July. We go to the area in which we were planning to go to. Just kind of give from front, start to finish, identifying main details and like key things on the
Ooh,
timeline. Just kind of like be
ooh.
like, you can make whatever. You can literally say Hyena goes and sit and Camo kick his ass and he cries and gives a serve.
No, no,
Like I'm just
no,
saying, be
no,
creative, be
no.
funny, make me laugh, or be realistic. Do whatever you want here. Tell me a story.
Um. Okay. So I'll set out once I arrive after
Yeah.
the days of driving. I know everybody gonna be there. You already know. I'm about to walk up. I'm about to walk up to the front door with my wife beater on, my jeans, and I got my McDonald's and I got my blunts, and I'm opening the door, and you already know what's going on. I'm running the fuck up in that bitch. I'm gonna say hi to everybody, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna find the most awesome shit to happen ever. Okay, and then we're gonna have a big fucking orgy, and we're gonna do a live typing session. And we're gonna beat the fuck out of Lamb Sauce. We're gonna beat his ass. We're gonna beat his fucking ass. We're gonna gangbang his ass with our fists. Just
Yeah.
like, "Boo, boo, boo, boo." And I'm gonna piss on his face. I'm gonna be like, "Where is your anger? Rise, rise, rise!" And I'm gonna watch as he squirms like a fucking hurt deer in the headlights of a car.
Yeah.
And then a couple days of that, and then I'll be fried, and we'll go home.
Okay. Okay. Hold up. All right. Give me like 10 more seconds. Let's see. All right. More like 5 seconds now. All right. Actually, give me 10 because I want to add something else just for
Okay.
transparency. Okay. Then. Okay. 5 more seconds legitimately. Mm, right, wonderful. And I'll try to keep these. I think I'm genuinely like, yeah, I'm seeing where some things are going. But then there's also questions. So it's actually a little bit closer than you might think. Um, but we have a couple more questions. I think after all these, there's like no way I won't know your type. Um, just quite candidly, what is your biggest fear in life? And don't I would honestly
Ooh.
prefer it not to be like I fear like failing, or because often people do this. Just genuinely like, what is a life scenario, or just like what's a specific kind of fear you have?
Ooh. A life of mundaneness.
Ooh, cool. Okay.
Mundane. Absolutely nothing special.
Hmm.
Nothing. Man, I don't care if the world fucking ends. That's better than work, sleep, uh, decaying, flabby arms, no bitch, no children, no big house,
Yeah.
no achievements. That's the worst fear.
Okay.
Living in the eternal prison of modernity.
Hmm. Okay. One moment. Okay. Give me 5 more seconds. Wonderful. Nice answer. Um. What is a time in which somebody betrayed you? I
Oh,
guess.
oh,
Like,
all the fucking time, dude. I have
okay.
bad fucking issues with this shit. Um,
Hmm.
I don't need to tell you specifics. Actually, all you need
That's
to know
totally
is that
fine. Yeah.
yeah. All you need to know is that not only am I very aware of this, but I protect myself against this regularly, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Protect myself from it. Yeah, because that was kind of my. I was like.
I don't tell anybody anything
Mhm. Yeah.
about nothing. I don't even tell my own family about shit.
Hmm. Okay. Uh. Well, I guess not. I'm. This is 100% not going to be used for future reference to attack you as a right hand of God, but genuinely, like you're very extroverted and talkative and just stuff like this when I've talked to you. But then you're kind of saying there's stuff you keep your cards close to your chest. What exactly is like the deciding factor of like when Camo's like this and when Camo is kind of more feels a little bit more vulnerable? Like what really is at play here? Do you think? Why do you think this
Well, it's
happens?
it's whenever I know that someone won't open their mouth
Uh huh.
because nobody needs to know my business. There's no reason for that because I know how people are. They don't actually give a fuck.
Yeah.
They just want to fuck around and like haha. It's like me. It's like a defense mechanism. Like if I tell anybody shit about anything, I know for a fact that they have the ability to provide me something that I don't,
Uh huh.
and that they will not tell anybody. Like my father or like I don't know a friend, but it's very rare. There's like only a couple people.
Ah, okay.
Like most people don't even know anything about me. They just kind of know I'm this dude who like yells or like I'm this dude in real life who just walks around like a skater like that. Nobody actually knows anything about me, and it's because I don't tell anybody shit because I don't feel comfortable.
Okay. All right. Give me 5 more seconds. Okay. Wonderful. Um. Yeah, it's pretty much. There might have been somewhere else that I wanted to go with that, like a second part. But frankly, you gave me a lot of stuff there, so I'm totally down to move on. Um. Okay. This is another kind of two-part one. What was your first impression of me when you first met me? Just walk me through.
Um. Ooh.
But no,
Uh.
seriously, be as realistic as possible. I don't care.
Hmm. Honestly, I just thought you were a hick.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
We'll
to be
see.
honest. But see,
And
that's the thing. Like, we don't really have the ability to have a first impression. I mean, we do, but it's not ever accurate, is it?
okay.
Like, if I were to say like lamb sauce, like I mean, I might be able to correctly assume that he's like some guy who's just a nerd, and he like was raised as like a weakling prince archetype, and his family like sheltered him, and he's never had to struggle, and he never had to have any problems. He never had any issues with his family. I mean, I might be able to assume that, but like maybe he himself doesn't even know. Like we don't even know anything.
Yeah. Um, I guess
Impressions are extremely powerful, but they're also misleading.
for sure. Yeah. And you more or less gave me what I wanted to know. You said this is your first impression of me. I guess just in general, like from that point to now, has your opinion on me changed at all? If so, what are some
Yeah,
tangible?
I mean, I guess I should have saw this coming, but when you're on the internet, you're gonna have more open-minded,
Yeah.
curious, crazy, mentally ill people. I'm not saying that you're mentally ill, but
No, it's
we
fine.
are
I'm
all
I'm listening.
mentally
Yeah.
ill. We're all mentally ill in some form. I mean, none of us are that mentally ill, but we all have our like stranges, and that's the thing I realized about intelligence or anything really is it's individuation. It's like when you boil away from evolution, you kind of have this like splinter effect where there's like these certain people who are good at certain things, and then you have geniuses and retards and fucking bodybuilders and skinny nerds and everything.
Yeah.
Um, so with every instance of non-normalcy, there is to be expected some things that
Hmm.
are not normal, and I should have expected that.
Okay. Um, I like your answer, and I like you seem very have like you have a perspective on this. You've been broadly you think about this often, and I'm not gonna make that assumption, but that's just what I'm saying. But I'm a little confused. I don't really know what you're talking about. And like I said, how do you see me now? Has your opinion changed? You said you should have
Oh,
saw this coming. We're all
um,
mentally ill, and
well,
we're not
now I know
normal.
exactly how you are for the most part.
Okay.
Um, but I didn't, of course, see it coming. If you want me to describe to you who you are, I
Yes, yes,
can.
yes, please.
Okay. Well, you're a person who veered away from normalcy, however you did, and now you are someone who now, instead of just wanting to be blissfully social, you have things that you want now.
Hmm.
You have things to do. This is kind of like a normal path of individuation that
Yeah.
most people can go through. Like everybody's the same until they're not, because shit happens, right? So for you now, I guess I could say like I know what you've done on Kick and whatever, so I can assume that you're probably very um you seek a lot of pleasure and like extremities and shit. And this would kind of tie into you being very I guess. I mean it's hard. I mean I know how you are, but it's like I
Yeah.
can't really define it, like it is what
It's
it
totally
is.
fine.
Like
And take your
I know
time. If it
the
takes an
way that
hour, I want
I
to
the
hear
way
it.
that I yeah, the way that I go about understanding a person is pretty like off the cuff unless it's
Yeah.
like I see somebody and they're like, "Oh, this guy's fucking fag." Like this guy,
Uh-huh.
he acts a certain way, he's like certain political view.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to interpret like the literal C besides that. Like I know what you believe, but like there's like a deeper sense that it's kind of like I guess like misheard. Um, I don't know, dude. Like I know what you do, and that's kind of all that it goes to. Like I know what you've done, and like I kind of know the traits you have, but like
Yeah.
who you really are, like you'd have to tell me that.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Um,
I expected that question to be a lot easier.
yeah, it's really an interesting one. I kind of just, I do that often. I like asking people their opinion on me, kind of because I'm obsessed with myself, but at the same time, it genuinely, I know me, and then I
Now
know my
thinking
interact.
about it,
Mhm.
like I know how I feel about you, but like you yourself, like I know what you want to go. I know where you want to go, and I know where you came from, and like I know your like hobbies and like your traits, but that's about it,
Yeah,
to be honest.
well, I think you're gonna like this then, and maybe it shows that I actually am onto something in regards to this understanding people. I think I'm really about to understand you because I'm coming together with your type, but I'll do this to you. I'll give you have literally I've literally sat here and asked you questions, and you have answered really honestly, and I think that's very brave, and I think that's very mature and awesome. I think people, if this thing gets big, they're going to look on back at this. What if you're doing your big thing and this gets big, while just doing big, they're going to look at this and be like, "Damn, this guy's very wise." I mean, I literally noticed this. I said, "I'll read this. I won't read everything, but I just said he seems very wise. I am baffled." That's what I just wrote about 10 seconds ago. So, I mean, I can be candid with you on this and say I'm very impressed with all this and I appreciate your maturity. I guess on the flip side, I'll give you kind of a reward here. Why don't you ask me one honest question that isn't something ridiculous like what is my credit card number, but ask me one
Dude, I
honest.
don't care, man.
Ask me
Let's
one.
get through this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Ask me one honest question that you do not know about me, and I will answer honestly. Upload
I
this to
can't
YouTube.
ask you. There's only one question I want to ask, and you don't want to hear it on YouTube.
Well, you know what's funny is I probably know exactly what you're gonna say, and if you want to say it and go demon mode, then I'll just support your typing.
Dude, I
Like there's
can't
no,
do it, bro.
just do whatever you
fucking
want to
say it.
do. Just genuinely.
No, I can't
It's
do it.
okay. Well,
Can't
then
do it.
ask another question, man. It's that easy.
Um,
Yeah. You can ask me what I want to eat tomorrow. It's just I need a question.
um, did either? No, that's just like see here. I'm getting into the Discordian mode where I'm
Okay,
just
so
gonna ask
that's
a
okay.
question.
That's
like,
kind of an
react
answer
to it.
within itself. You're like, please don't make me ask you one like candid question over YouTube. You're like not okay. You just don't want to really do this, right?
I don't actually have a question to
That's
ask.
fine. Okay, wait. Let me just write that down. I don't. I love your answer, honestly.
Like I was gonna ask some like a question that only had to do with like making people like look at it and be like, oh my god, what the fuck? I was gonna ask if like your dad beat you or some shit, but of course that doesn't even
let's
matter.
do that then.
Or,
Let's do that. Can I please just have that be the
and I
one?
never and I have no reason to believe that your dad beat you in the first place.
You
But
want
I
me to
was
just
gonna
answer
ask
honestly
anyway.
and note that truly, if
Yeah.
it's yes or no, it's did my
Yeah.
dad ever beat me? Candidly, from the bottom of my heart, honestly, Dad, Jeff Ledford, you're gonna get in my server and I hope I'm gonna type you. No, my dad has never fucking beat me. He works for the government. He's always been very, squeaky clean, a nice guy. I just genuinely, I think if he heard this and I watched it with him, he would, hey Dad, do you hear this? And is that funny to you? It's funny to me to think that you were beating me as a child, and this guy really thought this. But I answered
No,
his question.
I
I know,
never
I know, no, no, no.
actually
I'm
thought that.
playing. I know, I'm playing.
I
We're just having fun.
Yeah.
Deep breaths.
Yeah, I never actually thought that your dad beat you. I was
I
just
know.
gonna
That
literally
was
ask it because
me
like
personally. I said, okay, you're kind of like, I'm not gonna ask this, so I'm like, okay, let me just answer this. No, my dad did not beat me, and we'll move on. But that tells me a lot. Again, it's okay. Let's keep going. When did you feel most helpless in your life, Camo?
Ooh, probably when my parents divorced.
Okay,
Because what the fuck are you supposed to do about that?
true. I mean, yeah, same here. When my parents divorced and
Like, I
why?
tried to fix it, but of course it doesn't matter. Just like how you try and fix a person doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like when I was little, I kind of cared about it a bit more, but like I tried to help people a bit more. But now I just don't even care.
Okay. Okay.
You can tell someone exactly what they need to do with their life, and they won't give a fuck.
Mhm. I know. Okay, 1 second. All right. So you answered that one. Totally fine. I get the answer on that one. Makes sense. I think this one again is one that I you may or may not know what I'm probing for here, but it is just one that is very important. And just answer honestly. I think we're having fun with this, so let's keep having fun and play an actual game by the rules. Do you feel like your life is constantly changing? If so, how?
Well, it's changing in the direction that I want it to,
Uh-huh.
mostly because of what I've done. But yeah, kind of. Well, it's not like just like changing all around me. And I'm like, oh, sorry, somebody called me.
You're
It's
totally
not
fine.
changing. It's not changing in the way where it's like, oh, everything's changing around me. I don't know what's going on. It's like I watch it as it changes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, we're finally at this marker. We're here at this stone, right? And now this is where this begins, right? We're now in this new time, right? Where like this thing happened. This signifies this new, transition period to like this thing that I was thinking about a few years ago. Blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. That makes sense to me at least. Let me actually note something real quick. All right. Got that. Wonderful. All right, we legitimately have one more question.
All
And
right.
something I thought about early on in the session just kind of made, and I just try to answer quickly too. Don't think about it for two, or no, I'm going to let you actually decide to answer it quick or if you can think about it for 2 hours. If you could tattoo one word on yourself, if you were forced to, what would it be and why?
It wouldn't be a word, but I know exactly what it would be.
Why don't you give me a word and then say what you're getting at with like a symbol too? You
Oh,
can do
a
both, honestly.
word. Well, a word doesn't convey what I want to tattoo on myself.
Then just pick one if even if it's a shitty one and you can say the other doesn't
Oh,
want to convey.
fuck it. It'd probably be my name, but like my internet name, because it's
Okay,
that's
yeah, so
what I
just
do.
type like camo, you think that would be
Yeah,
cool? Or I mean
yeah,
not
like
cool, but yeah,
my
okay.
back. But what I would really tattoo on myself would be a Japanese style religious snake, like an archetypal snake, wrapped around a triangle with an eye in it,
Okay.
like the dragon.
Uh-huh.
Only real ones know about the dragon.
Triangle. That's what I'm trying to say exactly. Let's see, wrapped around a triangle. Yep.
If you don't know about the dragon, I can't help you.
Okay.
You got to know about the dragon. That's everything right there.
All right. I guess so. Anyway, I've pretty much arrived at your type, like almost confirmed. But what I want to do is just for the sake of like future typing sessions and kind of the structure here, getting used to it. I'm going
Sure.
to do something very. It's. I want you to bear with me for about three, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm going to try to. You can fill dead air. Even talk about literally whatever you want to talk about. This is the Camo Show for about 2 minutes. I'm just
I'm
copying and
just gonna sit here and look at my wall.
do what you need to do, man. Just for everybody watching, apologize for the dead air. This is more, or you know what? Actually, I might do it quick and just do this for me. And yeah, one quick moment. Let's see. Actually, would like to do it like this. It's more so just like, lastly, just, I think I understand people well, quite frankly. I think I understand you a lot better from this, and this will help me get your type. It's just more so me looking for, I am almost certain that I am one over the other, but I just don't want this to be like, wait a minute, this isn't exact, and it kind of goes against what I think. So just one quick second.
Sure.
Hmm. So no, I am actually going to be thorough with this if you're okay with it. What I'm going to do is
Yeah.
basically just copy and paste some things on your, because I did make it clear to you, did I not, that your document, if you so desire, I will send to you.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to basically do is kind of, just some things based on my sources. I'm going to like kind of just say this is an interpretation or this is what it said. You don't have to take this for face value. This is more so just for me to analyze you, and then you can analyze yourself when you get the document, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Could kind of see, the two types at play and really what could be going on with you, and we can always discuss and always change our mind. So let me get this here, that there. Um, and maybe realistically give me probably about 1 minute and a half.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
You can. You don't even have to talk. You can just make an edit and just cut this out. I can
there's
tell you how to
there's
do
no
that
way there's
now.
no way I would rather just do as I normally do when I'm on Discord and ramble when I'm not really thinking about what I'm saying and just going, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm almost done copying and pasting this. So we have the last thing, and I've completely filled up the dead air because I truly feel as though doing this dumb YouTube shit is my calling. Let me just look through this real quick, and I will honestly, I will have your type, and we'll play with no homo. We will play with each other for a second, and kind of how I'd like to conclude these things. If you've seen, I like to say, "What do you think I'm gonna type you?" And we're gonna do that in a second, or you could just tell me right now and blurt it. I don't care. I'm just gonna read through this for me, and then I got your type.
Okay. Sure. Just take your time, dude. You can
Yeah.
make an. You can make a cut. You don't
I
have
will
to.
not. I doubt I will be making a cut unless you pester me all night, which I will be up all night because I'm wide awake we can work together, we can edit, we can collaborate. But if
I
it
know
is
how
just
to do
me,
that. You can
yeah,
just go on the Photos app on
we'll do
Windows.
yeah, we'll do this after. Just let me read this. Thank you. Um, let's see. Interesting. Ooh, okay. That is something there. Okay. Hmm. Ooh. Let's see. Let me read this through. This actually might be very interesting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this fucking seals it. I'm actually going to this is gonna be the first highlighter usage I have in this. And this is essentially for me to what's your favorite color actually? I'll let you choose what color I highlight this in. Just
Dark purple.
dark purple. Wonderful. You hear that, guys? I'm so cool. I literally will let actually that we'll make it fun for you. I'll make the letters this color, and just so genuinely, this will be your own little stupid thing you can have fun with. It's like a little NFT. Oh my god, this looks retarded. Let me do, okay. Text, color, holy mother of God. This is why I'm so glad that you like editing and shit like this, and I don't. There we go.
Dude,
Goodness.
I can just make a cut.
I
Like, I'll
know, I
show
know.
you.
Are you ready for your type? I got your type. What
Yeah.
type do you think I'll type you?
Well, there's 3 of them. I'm not
Okay,
going
so
to tell
do
you.
it. No, it's okay. Well, that's fine if you don't want to believe that I am capable of typing you on my own. If you don't want to answer that based on just accuracy, just say that, and then I will give you your type based on what
I just.
I've. Oh, you're cutting out a little bit, Camo.
Oh, hello? Do you hear me?
You're totally fine now. I guess I'm just saying it's this. I have the document in front of me. I've literally like said I think you're this already, and like even I can beat my chest. I can go. So you know I'm not typing anything based on this. If you just want to simply play and guess, but if you don't, and to preserve the accuracy, that's totally fine, and I'll give you what I think.
I just want it to be a clean cut. I don't want to make any
That's
guesses.
cool. That's cool. You're kind of yeah. You're very professional, and honestly, your professionalism would lead some to believe that maybe you're an LIE because you're just like you always talk about business and business, but through a lot of analysis and all of thinking and looking at the descriptions and I think really a lot of questions even you were like, oh, good question, or at least this is hard, and I think we got somewhere and I learned more about you. But Camo, if I had to arrive at an opinion, and I kind of gave it to you by saying it's not the LIE, I think you're SEE very, very clearly.
All right,
It's
cool.
almost confirmed. Yeah, anybody that says otherwise, I can entertain LIE, but if you want to make the SE argument, I would make it for you too. It makes so much sense, really, in a lot of ways, and I can give you a
Okay.
document and noted it. So yeah,
Send me the document. Yeah, that's cool. You can upload that.
wonderful. And you know what? Why I'm gonna kind of wrap the video up. I'm just this Camo guy. He's really cool, in the sense that he definitely does a lot of things. He is in here if you want to contact him. Like he has all his hobbies and interests and stuff like this. And that's what I'm gonna say. Don't take my word for it. What I'm gonna do with Camo is, a person I believe in, but also I want him to benefit me as well because we're all working together. Camo, I'm telling everybody, I will literally like send this video to you and say you can edit this in any way you desire.
No, I don't. I don't care. I don't care. Just fucking upload it.
That's fine. Okay. You heard it from him first, but he will actually work for you if you pay for him. I'm willing to bet. So literally go down to the link below if you need anything from him or me or anything. Just get in the dialogue. That is what is so important about this. I really do feel like I'm finding the truth, guys. It's so beautiful.
Well,
Thanks for watching.
thanks.
Camo, you want to say goodbye to him? Yeah.
See ya.
All right. Later, everybody. Thanks for watching.